Hello guys, welcome back. In the previous video, we have seen how to check the given number is prime or not by using approach 2. So where the time complexity for that is order of n by 2. So now in this video, let's try to still further optimize this prime number logic to square root of the given number. So let me try to explain and detail out so why and what is the purpose behind that square root. So let's try to take some example 12. So we know that 12 is not a prime. So but what did we do in our approach 1? We went from 1 to 12. What did we do in our approach 2? We went from 2 to 6. But in this approach, we'll go only until the square root. So let's try to understand why and what is the purpose behind that. We need to only go to until square root. So let's take the value 12. So how can I write 12, which is product of two numbers? So 12 can be written in 1 into 12 and again 2 into 6, 3 into 4, followed by you get 4 into 3, 6 into 2, and 12 into 1. So nothing but I can say any number can be written as product of two numbers. So here if I say number equals to number 1 multiplied by number 2, you just observe over here in this all six different things, the first thing is repeated again in a reverse way. Let's ignore the second half. Now let me just try to take only the first half over here. So in this first half, of course, already we know that 1 as well as the number itself is a factor. Let's try to remove those and let's focus only on these two different things. So wherever if you observe here, all these three values 1, 2, 3 are definitely less than next two values. So 12, 6 followed by 4. So here number 1 is less than number 2. So let me ignore the scenario 1 focusing on 2 into 6 as well as 3 into 4. Now can I say here number 1 as well as number 2 both are factors of 12? Yes. So 2 is a factor, 6 is a factor, 3 is a factor, 4 is a factor. So can I say that if either of these one numbers is a factor, so can I go until square root of my number? So let me try to add one point over here. So if my number 1 is smaller than number 2, I am assuming that my square, the first number square, would all the time be less than or equal to my number 2. So just observe this scenario. Num1 square would be all the time less than or equal to number. So let's take here number 1. So what are the number ones we have here? 2 and 3. So what is 2 square? 2 into 2 is 2 into 2 less than or equal to 12? Yes. Let's take 3 into 3. Is 3 into 3 less than or equal to 12? Yes. But if you try to go for this scenario, 4 into 4, 16. 16 is not less than or equal to 12. So that's the reason I'm assuming if my number 1 is smaller than number 2. Of course, number 1 as well as number 2 both are factors. But I'm just assuming with this random scenario saying that square of num1 would definitely be a less than or equal to my number. So in that case, we can came to one conclusion saying that square root of my num1 would be all the time less than or equal to my given number. Can I say in this way for the same thing? So num1 square would be less than or equal to number. So here number 1 is a factor, right? So then can I say if you want to find at least one factor, so definitely go until square root of number only. If you don't want to use this square root function, if you don't want to use this square root function, you can simply go for this condition num1 square should be less than or equal to number. So now what we'll try to do over here in this respective approach, so we'll start our things from 2. So we just go until where? We just go until square root of our number. So which is less than or equal to. So why we are going until less than or equal to? So maybe if I take the number 16. So how can we write the value 16? So which is 1 into 16, right? So next comes the value 2 into 8. Yes. So next comes the value 4 into 4. If you observe here, number 1 less than or equal to number 2. So in that case, and I also assume that num1 square would be less than or equal to my number. So 4 square 16, 16 less than or equal to 16. So this condition is being satisfied. So that's the reason we can write if num1 less than or equal to also. So num1 less than or equal to num2. So we can just simply go for num1 square less than or equal to number. So either of these two conditions, it should work. Now let's try to start from 2, go until exactly square root of our number. So let me try to go to Visual Studio and try to break down the approach. So let's take the same code. So over here, so what we are supposed to do, we just need to only go until square root. So but instead using square root. So for using square root, we need math module. So from math module, we need to import square root. So instead going in that way, can we use num square? I mean num1 square less than or equal to number thing. So what I'll try to do is I'll go for I to 2. I'll go for while loop. So while I square less than or equal to number. So this would be the same thing. So instead you write I less than or equal to square root of number, just pass the square root from right to left side, you get I square. So I square less than or equal to number. If at any point, if you find at least one factor, simply break. Now here comes the most important thing. You need to increment your I value by 1. So if you fail to do so, so of course, while loop goes infinite times. So just the same thing. So you start from 2, you exactly go until square root. And if at any point, if you find at least one factor, you come out of that and check this base condition. Number should be greater than or equal to 2. And of course, the count should be equal to 0. If this is the case, satisfied, so we can simply say that it is a prime. If not, it is not a prime. So let's try to run this code and check with some sample example. Let's give the value 1123 once again. The output is yes, yes, yes. Let's go for the value 1. The output is no, no, no. So this is how it works, guys. So what is the time complexity of this program? Time complexity of this program would be order of square root of n. So we are just going until square root of our given number. So that's the reason square root is the most optimized time complexity of our prime number. So from now on, if you just find to write the logic just to check the given number is prime or not, just simply go for this piece of code. So that's all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.